Hi, I'm Gigi, and thanks for joining us at UDAYA.com and all of these lovely yogis here. Today we're going to be going over Suriya Namaskar basics, Suriya Namaskar A, Suriya Namaskar B basics. If you're brand new to the practice, feel free to take breaks whenever you need to. Child's pose is always an option, and always listen to your body. So let's get started now. Yogis, let us begin on hands and knees, please. So everybody make your way to hands and knees. And let's first start with a few rounds of cat-cow just to get into Ujjayi breath. So first, take a deep inhale and draw your chest forward. Lengthen from your belly to your chest. And then take a deep exhale, root through the palms of your hands, pull your navel to your spine, and let your head drop. Good. Your next inhale, chest and heart forward. Keep your biceps and triceps engaged. And on your exhale, navel to spine and round your upper back. Good. Few more like that on your own. Let's do 3 more. Okay, and you'll see that here you're just developing a steady, even breath, which you will practice throughout this sequence. Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi means victorious breath. Beautiful. Now, when you get to your next inhale position, draw your chest forward. Bring your toes together and your knees apart. And on your exhale, drop into child's pose for a moment. And this is the resting pose that you can take if you ever need a break in this class or any public class. So what I'd like you to do here is as your hips sink back towards your heels, walk your arms forward enough so that you feel a stretch along the sides of your waist, but you can still keep the palms of your hands planted. Beautiful. Now, press especially through your thumb and index finger. These are the fingers that tend to come off a little bit more. Pressing through the thumb and index finger cultivates internal rotation in the forearms, okay, which we need to keep our wrists healthy. And then we want to take our upper outer arms, our triceps, and wrap them down towards the earth at the same time as the thumb and index fingers press. Next inhale, come back up to your hands and your knees. Curl your toes under, and let's exhale, press back to downward dog. Now in down dog, ideally, feet are hips distance apart. You can always bring your feet a little wider apart as a variation for tight hamstrings. However, when you're flowing through your vinyasas, it's much better to have your feet hips distance apart, much more stable. Beautiful. So I'm going to ask all the yogis here to take a moment and come up onto their tippy toes and put a little bend in their knees. Beautiful. Now, on the inhale, once again, you're going to root through your hands, the mound of all 10 fingers, especially thumb and index fingers. On your exhale, firm your biceps, your inner arm, and your triceps in evenly. Take another inhale and lift from the sides of your waist, so you're making as much space as possible from navel to sternum. Beautiful. Now on your exhale, gently draw your bottom ribs, your belly in. That's it, because Amanda has a little bit of an arch in her lower back. Now, tighter hamstrings, you might be comfortable with a bend in the knees. How are you feeling? Good. If you have the flexibility, the openness at this point, slowly start to straighten your legs by lengthening your calf muscles towards your heels and also drawing your hamstrings and your quadriceps up away from the knees. Beautiful. Where does the head go? Okay, that's a question that many teachers would have a different answer on. The best place is where your neck feels the most free. So some would say ears in line with upper arms. Some would say letting the head drop slightly. Okay. Some would say maybe head forward a little bit, although generally I think head dropping just a tiny bit is a little better. Let your head drop a tiny bit. How does that feel in your body? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Now let's take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Please, everybody, inhale, shift forward into plank so your shoulders are above your wrists. Okay, shoulders above the wrists. Now, plank is a really great and very strengthening pose. We want to find first neutral in the shoulder girdle. So let's all drop the knees for a moment just to make it a little easier. So knees drop. Very good. All right, so everybody, what I'd like you to do is draw your shoulder blades towards each other. Okay, that's called retraction. We can definitely overdo that action. How does that feel? Not that awesome, right? So like a lot of pressure on your outer wrist. Now do the opposite. Exhale, spread your shoulder blades apart. That feels okay, right? At least it feels maybe a little bit better, but you're hunching, you're closing off your chest. We do that enough in our culture. So let's come to neutral. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades onto your back, but also press into my hand a little bit. Just gently shoulder blades spread apart so your neck can be free. How does that feel? Beautiful. Take a deep inhale. Nice, Kathy. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Okay. Now let's inhale, shift forward into plank, head in line with your spine. Okay. Now you're welcome to lower your knees if you like. Ryan, let's bring your feet a little closer together, hips distance apart. Now we're going to work the legs. Pull belly in. That's it. Keep heart forward. Press your thigh bones to the sky. So very active legs. Feel your quads drawing up, quadriceps fronts of your legs, and draw your tailbone towards your heels. Take a deep inhale. A little bit more there. How's that feel? Exhale back to downward facing dog. How are we doing, yogis? Already building some heat, right? Okay, let's take a little break. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Just to give the upper body a rest, a break. Bend your knees, clasp your elbows, and just let your head hang for a few cycles of breath. Good. Now weight is to, when you have a little bend in the knees, weight can be a little bit more towards your heels. Feet parallel. This is a great place to look at the feet. So ideally, when our feet are parallel, second toe is aligning with the center of the heel. Move your heels apart just a tiny bit. You're going to start to slowly lift the inner arches of your feet all the way to your inner thighs like a zipper. Firm from your outer ankles to your outer hips. And then you'll start to cultivate a little bit more firmness in the legs. Lift your quadriceps to the front of your leg. Okay. Hamstrings engaged. Maybe your legs are straight. If your legs do straighten, please shift a little bit more weight towards the fronts of your feet so your hips stack over your heels. Take a deep inhale. Exhale now, release your hands. Now, fingertips in line with your toes, and you can even have a little bend in your knees for that, or hands on shins. Take a deep inhale and lift from your belly to your chest to draw your heart and your gaze forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Good. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Let's do that again. Ideally, fingertips in line with toes, shoulder width apart. Inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale and fold. Now I'm going to ask Cami actually to put a little bend in her knees and keep her fingertips right under her shoulders in line with toes. So move back a little bit more with your fingertips. Inhale, shift weight to the fronts of your feet. Inhale, halfway up. So there's a little back bend in your back. Shoulder blades draw away from your ears. Bend your knees a little bit more. How's that feel? Exhale and fold. Let's do that one more time. Weight towards the fronts of your feet. Even if you're bending your knees a little bit, inhale, chest forward, trapezius away from ears. Exhale and fold. Beautiful. Next, inhale, please come halfway up. Weight to the fronts of your feet. That's it. Exhale back out to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, please shift forward into plank so your shoulders are above your wrists. Okay, now everybody, please draw your chest forward through the gates of your arms a little bit more. Keep your shoulders in neutral, so shoulder blades spreading apart, collarbones wide. Everybody lower knees for this first one. And take an inhale, draw your chest forward. Press into my hand a little bit more. Yes. Hug your elbows into your sides, point them straight back, and lower just a little bit, just like an inch. Yes, feel that angle. Keep collarbones broad. Spread shoulder blades apart, Abby. Yes, love. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back to downward dog. Was that easy? Yes. Okay, good. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Believe it or not, that is sometimes the answer we want as teachers. Lower your knees. Exhale. Now pause. Make sure your shoulders are in neutral. Shoulder blades spreading apart. Press it in my hand. And collarbones wide. Your next exhale, lower down. Chaturanga. Elbows in. Good. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Okay. We'll do that again. Now, one of the things that can happen in chaturanga is we can overarch in the lower back. So we're going to use our abdomen. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Everybody lower knees. May I, Irina? Exhale, lower belly in. Chaturanga. Yes, love. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Okay, one more like that. Inhale, shift forward into plank, way forward with your chest, lower knees. Exhale, belly in. A little bit more. Shift forward, chaturanga. Yeah, Ryan, good. Inhale up. And downward facing dog, exhale. Do you feel how you have a lot of Back bend in your lower back. Yeah, Ryan's got a lot of mobility in his lower back, so we're going to ask him to engage his belly. That's it. And so you can see how it makes more space for him in his lower back. His lower back is happy. Okay, inhale, shift forward into plank, everybody. This time we're going to keep the legs straight. Of course, it's always an option to lower your knees. Firm your thighs. Exhale, chaturanga. Pause for inhale. Hover, broad collarbones, gaze forward. Okay, all the way down, everybody. Okay, beautiful. Bring the tops of your feet on the mat for a moment. Spread all 10 toes onto the mat. So have you had a pedicure before? Some of you maybe yes, some of you maybe no. That little thing that goes in between your toes to keep your toes separated, really work that energy. Okay, and as your pinky toe is grounded, firm from your outer ankle to your outer hip. Nice, Suriya. All right, once you've got that, I want you to press through the tops of your feet so much your shins are already lifted and maybe your kneecaps are lifted. Draw your bum, your tailbone towards your heels and spin your inner groins to the sky. Good. Inhale just into a low cobra, and I want you to pause here on your exhale. Start to gently draw your shoulder blades towards each other and away from your ears. Lift the pelvic floor. Think about moving your arm bones straight back as you inhale. Press through the mound of all 10 fingers. Slowly inhale, come up to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog. So your shins, thighs, pelvis lift, bottom ribs in. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Awesome, everybody. Okay. So stepping or jumping, who should step, who should jump? Basically, people who have any wrist injuries, neck injuries, shoulder injuries, or even a little bit of anxiety or a racy mind should step. Okay, also beginners, please step. If you have any sort of kind of heaviness in the body, lethargy in the body, if you feel like you need a little bit of excitement or you're an ongoing practitioner, jumping is a great option. All right, everybody, so let's bend knees. Come onto your tippy toes. Take an inhale, draw your arm bones into your shoulder sockets, and exhale all the breath out. Step or jump. Top of the mat to you. Inhale, come halfway up into Ardha Uttanasana. Make sure your hands are supported. Exhale, bow your heads, Uttanasana. Take a deep inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Wrap your upper outer arms towards your face. And exhale, let's bring hands by sides, which is Tadasana. Okay, so this is Samastitihi, hands to heart. This is Samastitihi, hands by your side. Okay, however, this is only Samastitihi and not Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose. So let's just take a moment in our mountain pose. Feet together or feet hips distance apart, both are great options. We want to make sure our feet are parallel. So again, just check in that your second toe aligns with the center of your heel. Beautiful. Pick up your toes, spread your toes apart. Yes, and imagine you're spreading through the four corners of your feet. Generally, we have one arch, lateral or medial, stronger than the other. So maybe in your own feet, you can investigate. So I would say for some of you, you're going to pull more from your outer ankle all the way to your outer hip. And you feel how that make your thigh bones neutral in the hip socket? Just say yes. No, I'm kidding. I'm just teasing. Outer ankle to outer hip, because you can see his outer calf is more developed. So that means he's kind of splaying towards the outer edge of his foot. So he's going to pull from outer ankle to outer hip. Okay, and inner arches of feet. I find this in married couple a lot, like one arch. You have one arch stronger than the other. So you're going to lift inner arch to inner thigh, and you can see how that made your knees go straight forward a little bit more. Okay, great. So inner arches lift, outer ankles firm all the way to outer hips. Beautiful. Now, sometimes some of us are tuckers. We'll draw the tailbone forward. What's up? Some of us are archers. What's up? Okay. Maybe you already know what you are in your body. Those of you that like to tuck, that's me. You're going to roll your inner thighs back. So there's a natural arch in your lower back. Right, Julia? Okay. Now, those of you that like to arch, are you an archer? Okay. Of course she is. Look at that smile. She's going to lengthen her tailbone, her bum towards her heels. Beautiful. Take a deep inhale, widen your collarbones, and roll your inner arm toward your outer arm. And crown of the head, ascending to the sky. Last thing, right where your occiput is, head and neck meeting. Shift that back just a little bit so you feel that it's aligning with the back of your heels. How does that feel? Nice and light. Tadasana, mountain pose. This is the blueprint for all of our poses. The way we do this pose is the way we do every pose, so it really does benefit you just to investigate this pose from time to time. Let's take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Beautiful. Now inhale, bring your arms up, Urdhva Stasana. Arms next to your ears. Good. And let's just pause here in this pose. I'd like everyone to bring your arms forward just a little bit of where you would normally be. Just it's a little easier on the neck. Notice if you started to arch or tuck, and if so, correct that. Archers, you're just going to gently lengthen your tailbone, your bum towards your heels. Tuckers, you're going to spin your inner thighs back or press your thigh bones back. Everybody gently knit your bottom ribs in so your back ribs lift, and that just helps the crown of your head go over the base of your spine. And let's all bring upper outer arms, come forward a little bit, and outer shoulder blades towards cheeks. So it's not only external rotation, but also upward rotation as well. How does that feel? Good. So we can see here she's externally rotating. Gonna bring her arms forward just a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Yes. Did you see that last little scoop? Do you feel that? Now she's got a nice long line of energy from the sides of her waist all the way to her fingertips. And then lastly, we'll internally rotate her forearms. Ta-da! Take a deep inhale, everybody. Thank you. Exhale, slowly hinge from your hips and fold forward into Uttanasana. Draw weight to the fronts of your feet. Take a deep inhale, shift weight to the fronts of your feet again, chest forward, lengthen navel to sternum. Now here, everybody, bend your knees and plant your palms. I want you to keep your gaze forward. And if you're stepping, you're going to lead with your inner thigh, or you're going to exhale and jump directly into chaturanga. Elbows bent if you're jumping. Good. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Let's take a deep inhale. Bend knees, look between hands. Bottom of exhale, step or jump all the way up. Beautiful. Inhale, come halfway up, weight to the fronts of your feet. Exhale, fold. Take a deep inhale, sweep your arms up. Upper, outer arms wrap towards your cheeks. And go ahead, bring your hands by your sides, Tadasana or hands to heart. Both are good. Again, inhale, arms up overhead. Urdhva Stasana or Utthita Stasana. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Now you're going to take a deep inhale and draw your chest forward. Little bit of a flat back, shoulder blades draw in and away from your ears. Bend knees, plant palms, and if you're jumping, you land in chaturanga. Exhale, gaze stays forward. Good. Inhale, upward dog, root through the tops of your feet. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. So let's everybody, my friends, except for Cami, can all just take a moment and come down to your knees. I just want to briefly show Cami's jump back. Are you good with that, Cami? Yeah, didn't mean to put her on the spot. Okay, so go ahead, take a deep inhale, and on your exhale, jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, please fold. Root to rise. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And hands to heart. Okay, we're just going to take a moment to watch Cami because jumping back is something that we do repetitively. This is all repetitive motion. So we want to make sure we do it properly so that we can practice for a lifetime. I see a lot of people in class jumping back to plank, dropping their head when they jump back. Okay, so you're going to watch Cami, and rather than seeing what we're not going to do, we'll see what we are going to start practicing towards. So when you're ready, inhale, bring your arms up, please. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Now take a deep inhale, come halfway up into Ardha Uttanasana. So I'm going to have her bend her knees a little bit and bring her hands shoulder width apart. Now you can see that her back is pretty much in neutral. She's in position to go right into chaturanga. She's not going to change the position of her back at all. She's going to keep her drishti, her gaze, in one place. She's very focused. Do you like cats? Okay, you can think about a cat jumping. Sometimes I even like to make a little cat sound, which we can do in a moment because you use your abs. When you get back, you're going to go, meow. Exhale. She's going to bend her elbows straight back. Exhale. Meow. Meow. Good. I did that. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Good job, Kimmy. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Yay. So it's really the navel that catches you, much like, if you have shocks on your bike or shocks on your car, the exhale is really going to catch you. So let's all meet back in downward dog. And we'll do this one more time together. Suriya Namaskar A. Good. Little adjustment here. Thank you, sir. Take a deep inhale, bend your knees, come high onto your toes, and exhale, step or jump all the way up. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway up, weight to the fronts of your feet. Exhale, bow your heads. Root powerfully through your feet to take a deep inhale, lengthen from the sides of your waist. Wrap your upper outer arms and outer shoulder blades towards your cheeks. And exhale, hands to heart or hands by your sides. Last one, Yekam. Inhale the first breath, arms up overhead, Urdhva Sthasana. Dwe, exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward the second breath, Uttanasana. Trini, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, third movement breath. Exhale, Chaturanga, Chaturanga. Gorgeous, everybody. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Pancha. Exhale, shot the sixth breath back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. So Suriya Namaskar has many benefits. It helps to create heat. It helps to create clarity within the mind, strength, endurance. It's originally a practice that was done in order to connect our bodies with the earth, with the sun, with nature, and with ourselves. Let's take a deep inhale, bend knees, look between hands, and bottom of exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Sapta, inhale the seventh breath, Ardha Uttanasana. Ashtau, exhale the eighth breath, Uttanasana. Nawa, inhale, arms up overhead, Utthita into Tadasana. And the 10th breath is Samastitihi. Beautiful. Now moving on. So everybody bend your knees, sink your hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. Good. And everybody just peek back down at your feet. Now I don't mind if you have your feet hips distance apart, but essentially you want second toe aligned with the center of your heel. So Ryan, is it comfortable to bring your feet together all the way? All the way? Yeah, there you go. Good. And let's all actually bring your hands to your hips. Bring your hands to your hips. That's it. Good. And bring your thumb right to the crease of your hip and your thigh. And I want you just to gently press down and out so you're releasing your hip flexors and letting your thigh bones sink to the ground. We actually don't want to tuck our tail here. So I'm going to pull you down a little bit more, Drea. Feel that? Do you feel that area? There you go, love. Good. Let your inner thighs roll down to the middle of your mat, to the middle of your body, like you've got an orange in between your thighs and you want to roll it to the floor. I like it. Head in line with the spine. Take an inhale, widen your collarbones. Exhale, pull your belly in. Good. Now when you're ready, inhale, bring your arms next to or slightly in front of your ears, triceps, outer shoulder blades towards your cheeks. Beautiful. One last inhale. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Best Uttanasana all day. Take a deep inhale and draw your chest and heart forward. Exhale, gaze stays forward, step or jump, softly. Beautiful. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Now, while you're exhaling, I want you to step your right foot to the inside of your right hand. Take a moment, everybody, on your fingertips. You're going to spin your back heel flat and align your back toes to the front left corner of your mat. So if you need to shorten your stance from front to back a little bit, please do that. Let's shorten a little bit, Cami. Yeah. So front left corner of your mat. If you were looking at a clock, it would be 10 o'clock. Good. Make sure, again, heel to heel. Some of you a little wider. So knee is going to be right above ankle and tracking with second toe. Let's go a tiny bit wider, Kathy. Not much. Yes, good. Beautiful. Now hands to hips, everybody. Hands to hips. Hover low. Let's come down a little bit more, Alex, with your torso. Yes, good. Ground your back heel. Do you feel that? That's a calf stretch. It's one of the best, I think, calf stretches in all of yoga. Let's walk your right foot to the right a little bit. So ground the outer edge of your back foot. Roll the inner thigh of your back leg towards the ceiling and pull your right sitting bone, your right hip back. Walk your right foot a little to the right, Miss Arena. Yes, good. Now, I want you to keep the back leg active and inhale, slowly lift up any amount that your body allows without allowing the back leg to buckle. Yes, pause for exhale and pull your belly in, back ribs lift. Gorgeous. And when you're ready, inhale, arms sweep up, triceps towards your face, outer shoulder blades towards your face. If it's comfortable, you can touch palms, gaze up. On your exhale, all the way through chaturanga. One long exhale carries you through. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Now, while you're still exhaling, step your left foot to the inside of your left hand. Ground your back heel. Angle your back toes to the front right corner of your mat towards 2 o'clock. Yep. Second toe and heel aligning. Hands to hips. Everybody take a deep inhale. Draw your left waist back. Yes, that's good, Alex. Exhale, stretch the calf muscle of your back leg towards your heel. Take an inhale, roll the inner groin of your back leg towards the sky. And exhale, pull your belly in. Lovely, everybody. A little bit more back heel, Miss Kathy. Yes, good. Now, when you're ready, inhale, just lift your torso as much as you can without losing the back leg. Pause, exhale. Mula Bandha. Arms up, triceps towards your face. That's just for you. Pause here. We'll take an extra cycle of breath. A little bit here. Okay, everybody, exhale, hands under your shoulders. One long exhale all the way through chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Great work, yogis. We'll take a few breaths back in down dog. Ideally, when you're practicing Suriya Namascar A, 5 breaths is kind of classical hold for your down dog, but you're also welcome to take longer holds if you want to be a little bit more restful, or shorter holds if you want to be a little bit more cardiovascular. Okay, now we can see he's sinking in, so we're going to wrap his outer arms forward. He told me. Watch me here. All right, everyone, take a deep inhale, bend knees, look between hands, bottom of your exhale, step afloat, top of the mat to you. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bow your heads. Bend your knees, sink your hips, Utkatasana chair pose, you're strong, commit to it. Exhale, root to rise and come up to stand, hands to heart with the breath. Bend your knees, sink your hips, inhale, Utkatasana, weight towards your heels. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold, press your thigh bones back. Take a deep inhale, lengthen navel to sternum, shoulder blades away from your ears. And you're going to exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Beautiful. Inhale, upward dog, root through thumb and index finger. Exhale, back to down dog. Now, while you're exhaling, use your core to step your right foot right to the inside of your right hand. Ground your back heel. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale all the way through chaturanga. 1 exhale will carry you through. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. While you're exhaling, left foot to the inside of your left hand. Back heel grounds. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands under shoulders all the way through chaturanga. Keep your gaze forward. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll pause. Anytime you come back to down dog, keep your awareness on your breath. Keep your drishti, your gaze still. And make sure you don't fall into your samskaras or habits. So for instance, if you know you drop your forearms, keep your forearms lifted. That's it. If you know you tend to round your lower back a little bit, keep length from your navel to your sternum. How's that feel? Okay. If you know sometimes you need to keep your core a little bit more engaged, which she's actually doing, but as a reminder, knit your bottom ribs in. Let's take a deep inhale. Bend your knees, come up onto your toes, look between your hands, exhale lightly, step or jump all the way up. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold, bow your heads to the earth. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. And exhale, come up to stand, hands to heart. Samasthiti. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. You can allow your eyes to close and just observe the effects of Suriya Namaskar. Thank you so much for joining us for Suriya Namaskar Basics. You can always do this sequence at the beginning of another more cooling or opening sequence to create heat, to help to clear your mind, and to get into your breath, your movement, and your body. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, yogis. Namaste.